Hi everybody, it's Lynn from the Swirly Doos Education Design Team, and sadly this is my last tutorial with the team. It's been a fabulous, wonderful, amazing ride. I have dug deeper than I've ever had to dig before, and I've sometimes even stood back and said, wow, where did that come from? So today I want to do something a little bit different. Typically when I do my videos, I have already created the tag and know exactly what I'm going to do and have it all planned out. But today, I thought I would give you a slight glimpse into my crazy creative world, and I have nothing planned. I have a few things, and I do know that I had said that I would show you how I created the flowers on my recipe box dipped in the UD. But besides that, I really don't have a plan. So you're going to get to watch my crazy creative mind kind of at work. But I hope you enjoy this. And once again, thank you for allowing me into your lives to be a part of your creative world. Now, let's get started. So I've chosen to use one of these oversized tags by Ranger. It's a craft tag, giant tags, number 12 size. I'm going to use some of these torn dictionary pages because I have like tons of it left over from my recipe book. And I'm just going to use the same basic technique that I did for that tutorial. And I'm just going to slop on some gel medium. In a random and non-particular fashion. I think I'm going to do them sideways because the paper isn't really long enough to be able to squinch. All right. So here's my tag, all covered with the dictionary paper. And I am going to flip this over, kind of flatten everything out. And the oven at this moment is preheating to 200 degrees. And so I'm going to throw this in and then try and think about what I want to do for my next layer. So I pulled my tag out of the oven and we got all this excess on here. So I'm just going to start ripping away the dictionary paper. Not going to be concerned whether it shows the tag underneath. Here we have the tag, all the edges all torn, all of this, and I kind of went and ran my fingers along this, and if there was any of the dictionary paper that wasn't tacked down, then I tore it off. I've chosen 3 of my favorite stamps, and now I'm just going to stamp randomly on the face of my tag. So now to make sure that this is all dry for my next layer, I'm just going to hit it with the heat tool and then figure out what I'm going to do next. So I've pulled out my concoction that I had made using the golden bamboo primary elements and some multi-medium, and I'm just going to paint this, not with that paintbrush. I'm going to paint this on my tag, but I'm thinking I don't want to cover the whole thing. So we're just gonna, in no particular fashion again, paint on the tag. Oh heck, just cover the whole thing. Alright, so while digging through my Swirly Doos bag that has all the miscellaneous things from past kits that I've not used, I came across this piece of burlap. Now, I'm just thinking that this has got to be a lot of fun to work on here. So now I just got to figure out what I'm going to do with it. Serious, I told you, you were just going to be a part of this whole creative process in which I have absolutely no idea in what I'm doing. Of course, it just wouldn't be me if I didn't scrunch it up. Oh, yeah. All right, so we'll just slop a little more gel medium on here. And guess where that's going to go? Into the oven to dry. So my tags, fresh out of the oven again. Okay, and I've been doing a little bit more digging in my swirly do bag, and I found this really cool viney flourishy thing. So we're just going to cut that because I actually want it to kind of go like that. And then, of course, there's the amazing Darjeeling Petaloo flowers. So I've got one of those. I may end up changing the color of this one. We'll have to wait and see. I just found this this flower cut from dictionary paper, so that actually is kind of appropriate here. But one thing I did want to do, and I totally forgot about, is use one of my all-time favorite stencils, Brick Wall, and a little bit of Studio 490 Wendy Becky embossing paste, and a palette knife. And once again, say it with me, in no particular fashion, we're going to smear this onto the tag. How awesome is that? Okay, control yourself, Lynn. And we'll do some more of it. I've never applied it over top of burlap before, so we're going to see how that works. Okay, it's all coming together, and guess where it's going again? In the oven. I have pulled out a few more of the dictionary paper because I really think I want a nice big clump of that on there. Now, one thing that I did absolutely and totally love how it happened was when I used this cinnamon Radiant Rain color concentrate over top of the areas that had the gel medium mixture on it. So we're just going to kind of go around the outside edges here. So we're going to actually use something different. We're going to use Egyptian gold because I obviously used all the other. And now I'm going to spray the tag where I had put the color concentrate on. And we'll pop it in the oven again. So while I'm waiting for the tag to dry, I'm going to use what has become one of my absolute favorite colors that I've made, which was using Persimmon Radiant Rain Shimmering Mist and a little bit of the Golden Bamboo mixed in, and it has seriously become one of my all-time favorite colors that I created here. Okay, Okay, so there's our flowers, and this is a prime opportunity to spritz the Darjeeling flower. And now that I have all of this extra on here, to just dip the petals in it. See, look at that. Oh my gosh, how beautiful is that? We'll give it a little extra spray with the Egyptian gold so that these will kind of all go together. And we'll pop all of these in the oven. So my tag's fresh out of the oven, and I just realized, oh my gosh, this just would not be me if I did not pull out my handy dandy Distress It All and tear up the edges of my tag. That's a little bit more like it. So the flour's out of the oven, and I'm just going to kind of try to lay out the dictionary paper flowers. And that will go right in the center of there. Oh, how's that look? Now, what I think is truly missing on here is I need some type of green, flourishy, viney thing. And I've cut these out, and this is from the paper that came in the Technique kit, but the color of the green really isn't going along, so I'm thinking I'm going to have to color these. So now I'm off to my color box to see what color I'm going to use. Be right back. Fresh back with Radiant Rain Color Concentrate Olive Vine. So I'm just going to cover this entire flourish with this green. I think that's perfect. Okay, now to dry these. Kind of pinching the leaves, they have a cut center to them. Oh, isn't that just perfect? Okay, off to do the other one. So here's my second flourish, and now I'm actually thinking, how perfect. It's just going to cover up that blob. That's why we embrace imperfection. So there we go, and we have this, which of course absolutely nothing would be complete without a famous Lynne loopy bow. Perfect. Tuck up underneath there. I'm going to show you a little bit of my cheat sheet. This is an art journal that has various pages in it. But in the back, I decided to actually show how all of the colors that I have of all the Luminart products and what they look like on flowers and on paper. It's just kind of a very cool way so that when I'm thinking I want a color, then that way I can just go here and go, oh, Ginger Peach looks absolutely amazing. So just as a little thought process. So I've chosen to use Wine and Roses, Jasper Red, and Cinnamon. And I have mini pearl daisies that are from the Color Me Crazy line from Petaloo. And so I'm going to spritz them with water. Then I'm just going to put little dabs of color on my craft mat because I'm not going to need a whole lot. Dipping my paintbrush into the color and placing it at the center of my flowers and watching it just wick into them. Perfection. After you've dipped, done the first round, you can always go back in and just add another color or a little bit just darker version right around the pearl. I'm actually kind of even mixing colors here. Okay, so there we have them, and we need to get them dry. So I'm just going to stamp the sentiment on a piece of random paper I had laying around. We'll hit it and make sure it's dry. Hit it with the heat tool. Cut it out. Because what I think I'm going to do is actually cut this apart and have all separate words and run it down here like this. But I think it's going to need a little bit of spritzy something or other. Now that that's good and dry, we're just going to cut this all apart. And you'll see it's not cut out perfectly, but I really don't care. So we're going to go, we do not remember days. We remember moments. Perfect. Oh my gosh. Credit where credit is due. Thank you, Cesar. So, pending gluing this whole thing down, I think I am very, very, very happy with my tag. Now, I know that I told you previously that I would show you how I dipped my flowers, and I will do that, but I kind of got off on a tangent and wanted you to just spend a moment in my creative mind to just experience what I do and how I do it. And things don't always come out right, as we saw with the blurb over here with the brick wall. But in the end, it all came out perfectly. So once again, thank you. Thank you for letting me be a part of your creative world. And thank you for entering mine.